Dual molded legs, a great way to upgrade your minifigures, but they do have two glaring issues. One, if you have a figure with printed legs that you want to add them to, you can't really because LEGO probably won't do them in that. And two, they can be expensive and hard to find, so I'm going to be showing you the solution today to get your dual molded legs on figures. So these are decals from LSW Customs, a French-based decal store. They have a ton of different designs and a bunch of different decals. You should check them out. They are a very good company. But yeah, today I'm going to be using these decals to upgrade a bunch of different figures. So without further ado, let's get into it. So right here we have the figures that I'm going to be upgrading. Obviously you have Antoc, Merrick, General Dodonna, Captain Antilles, a Rebel Trooper, Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, and as you can see none of these have dual molded legs, so I'm going to add these decals to them and I'm going to take you through the process for a couple of these, and then I'm going to show you the before and after photos of what they look like. So let's get into the first figure. So the first figure we're going to be updating today is the LEGO Rebel Trooper. This came in the Boarding Tantive 4, the Tantive 4 Yavin 4 set and a bunch of other sets. So yeah, I think this is a pretty cool figure, but it could definitely use the dual molded legs. So let me take you through the process. So here is the sheet of decals that you get. First off, what you're going to want to do is cut around the outlines of these. You're going to want to make sure to cut as close as possible to the decals because that provides the best look of the final product. So I'll show you what they should look like after being cut. So now that the decals are cut out, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to prepare the figure for decaling. Now this just means this is basically just taking off the legs and putting them on some stand that can sufficiently hold them while you apply the decals. So now you've taken the legs off and put them on the stand, you're going to want to make sure that it is above the stud so you can nice and easily apply the decals. Now for the application of the decals, what you're going to need is something called, well, a decal softener like Humbrol Decal Fix or Microsol or anything like that, as that just helps conform the decal to the surface and makes it apply a lot better. And you're going to obviously need water to activate the decals so you can take them off the paper and slide them onto the leg. So I'm going to show you the decaling process right now. So now you've got it all set up, you're going to want to get the decal and set it in the water. Now this shouldn't take long, maybe 20 seconds maximum, and then once it is set, you're gonna take it out and just slide it onto the surface, which I'm gonna put some of this on. Now this is just some decal fix and it helps it conform to the surface, so you're gonna want to get that on a paintbrush and just apply it to where the decal will be going. That should be enough, maybe too much. You don't want to apply a load of it because it can make it more difficult if you apply too much. Now the decal should be ready now, so you're just going to slide it off the paper like so, grab it with the tweezers, and then you're just going to nicely apply it on there. It doesn't have to be perfect first time, as you can adjust it a bit. Now this is where you need to concentrate, as it does really matter how well you align this. Now that's fairly decent, however I'm just going to go over it with a close look and then I'll show you what it should look like once fully applied. So once the decal has been applied, you're going to want to get a sponge and just press down on the decal, as this does take all the moisture out and does make it stay where you've applied it to. Now you don't want to press down too hard, but you don't want to press down too soft either, so just get that nice in between, and there we go, there's the first decal. So now that's just the front. Now we've got the sides to do, and then that should be the first leg done. So I'll put this in a time lapse and yeah, show you what it looks like after. So as you can see now, we have obviously got the first leg decal, and this is a full 360-degree decal, so it is slightly more difficult than regular decals, but it's still fairly simple to do. Now I'm just going to do the other leg, which I'm going to do off camera, and then I'll show you what the legs look like after. So now, as you can see, the legs are decaled, and it does add a lot to the figure. Now for sealing, what you have to do is you just have to get a sealant and either spray it on or brush it on. There are different types of sealant and they provide different like finishes to them. The choice of that's really down to you. I personally use this Umbral decal fix, which is the same thing I use to get the decals to conform to the surface. It does actually seal them as well. It takes around half an hour to set this, I'd say. So yeah, you're just going to want to make sure you leave it for that specified amount of time, and then they should be good to go. So as you can see here, this is the one we have upgraded, and here is the one that it was like before. As you can see, it's a fairly big upgrade, and in my opinion it looks miles better than what it did in the beginning. So yeah, let's move on to the next figure, which is Captain Antilles. So as you can see, this is what he looks like before, and yeah, it's a fairly decent figure, and it just needs the upgrade to the legs really, and then it'll be perfect. So this time, instead of using black dual molded legs, we are going to be using brown dual molded legs, as this is more accurate, and I think it'll look really cool. So yeah, let's show you what it looks like with the upgrade. So as you can see now, I have applied the decals and let them set, and it just looks so much better. Now the torsos are slightly different because one is from the UCS Tanto V4 and one is from the board in the Tanto V4, but they're pretty much the same figure, and as you can see, it makes a massive difference and is a great upgrade in my opinion. So yeah, let's move on to the next figure now. So the next figure we're going to be upgrading is General Dodonna from Star Wars Rebels and A New Hope. Now this is a great figure as it is. It's really accurate to the scene and features some really nice printing, but I'm just going to upgrade this with dual molded legs because I think they'll look a lot better. So this is what it looks like without the dual molded legs. As you can see, it's fairly bland on the back, but it does feature some nice printing, like continued from the torso down to the legs, and this is what it looks like when it's been decaled. So obviously, again, a massive upgrade from the beginning. It's got some nice dual molded legs around the back and around the sides obviously, and yeah, I think this does add a lot to the figure and it just takes it to that next level. So next up we are going to be upgrading Merrick. Now this is from the advent calendar in, I can't remember the year, but yeah, he is Blue Squadron leader, and yeah, this is going to be upgraded to go more in line with the newer style of pilot with the dual molded legs. So this should look really good, and yeah, I'm really excited to do this decal. So this is what it looks like before. Here is what it looks like after. So this time it's not as noticeable as the other figures, but it is still there when you look at it from the sides, and I just think this looks really cool next to the Rebel pilot with the 360 legs. So yeah, that is the updated Antoc Merrick. Now let's move on to Han Solo. So next up we're going to be upgrading Han Solo. Now this is the episode 4 version, so he basically has black boots in that film, so we're going to add them here with these decals. So this is what he looks like before. As you can see, pretty plain back again, and then he does have some belt detailing. So yeah, let's see what it looks like after when the decal is done. And this is what it looks like after. So again, this is a fairly noticeable difference, and I think this adds a lot. It kind of looks like the one with the dual molded legs from episode 5 with the actual Corellian stripes down the side of it. Now that is a really cool figure, but yeah, I'd say this upgrades the figure a ton. So let's move on to the final figure we're going to be upgrading, which is Finn Luke. Now this is a pretty cool figure. I really like this figure as it is, but I'm just going to take it to the next level by adding the dual molded legs. So this will be the brown ones to just better represent him from The Empire Strikes Back, and yeah, I think this will just make this figure basically perfect. So yeah, before I'll just take his accessories off him. So this is what he looks like before. As you can see, he does have some leg detailing right here, and yeah, it's a pretty nice figure as it is, but let's have a look at what he looks like after and see how much of an upgrade it actually is. And this is what the figure looks like after. So again, a massive upgrade, and I think it just looks way better than it did before. Obviously it does still have the printed detail in, which really keeps this figure looking great, and it's pretty much perfect now in my opinion. So yeah, on to the outro, I guess. So this is how the final figures turned out, and in my opinion they look way better than they did before. Obviously it adds a ton of extra detail to the figures and just takes them to the next level in my opinion. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please remember to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.